Jojo?
You are good to go.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, thank you. So yeah, and before anything, I truly want to give it back to you again. Your leadership and obviously Dave MacArthur and everybody, Malcolm Hunt and John Myers and all the leaders within the Forever Pack, Laura St. John. I could go on and on and on. And I was just reading a comment from John Myers, and he said something about a paycheck, talking about the Forever Pack, presentation, the products and the results and the way we can impact people's life. A paycheck for the heart, which you can also cash in the bank account, so it's a great check, to receive. So like I was saying before we went live on the Forever Pack Facebook business page, I've been in network marketing now just going on 15 years. And I think it's important to kind of, some of you may have heard me say, but it's very significant for you to know. When I was introduced to Isagenix 14 years ago, I had 14 years of experience in network marketing. A little over a year ago, we had about 14 years of experience in network marketing. We saw this, it made sense. I heard about Isagenix. I didn't know what I didn't know, and just blew us away. And the Forever Pack concept, the community, just everything about it blew me away. And I acknowledged it as an absolute blessing. What I knew about business and what I've seen in our profession of network marketing, which happens to be a $128 billion industry worldwide. And we pay out over $200 million in commissions every single day and growing. And actually, our profession is known to potentially produce the most millionaires today than any other profession in this economy. And my personal belief is that it will continue to do so. And there's a variety of reasons. So I'm going to jump in because, there's just so much to talk about, when it comes to the compensation plan. But I'm going to try to contain myself. Bear with me. It's challenging. But I'm going to do my best to do that for you guys. So, but I want to jump right into it. And I think also before I start, and pretty much it'll be about 20, 30 minutes just to kind of forewarn you. And then, if you have any questions or anything like that, we'll stick around and answer any questions. That's the intention of this Saturday. This is more like business minded, compensation plan training, right? We're in this new economy and our company is growing exponentially fast. Like in the past couple of weeks, we've actually doubled in size. So we went from 14 countries to 26 countries, right? Like Isagenix 2.0 is on the move. If you know anything, if you're a guest here, number one, and you've never had any experience in network marketing or direct sales, I can say from my heart that you are absolutely being blessed in an enormous way, because this company is built on integrity with a no compromise philosophy, and it is solid and it is true. And I'm grateful. I'm extremely grateful. Our future looks extremely bright because of Isagenix, and we're so grateful for Jim and Kathy Coover, John Anderson, Eric Coover, and all the rest of the leadership of Isagenix. But it starts from those folks there, and so when you understand the power of the Forever Pack, right? And like Jojo mentioned earlier, we probably have another 100 products, amazing products. Take your pick. But as far as a business concept is concerned, this is an absolute genius approach, right? And Dave MacArthur is, the key component. And Kathy Coover's words, she said, "Dave, I want to congratulate you for your bravery," right? She said that not too long ago, for your courage to see this approach and then to boldly implement it and stand by it and nurture it, because the majority of the company Isagenix doesn't build this way. And I've seen the way other companies build that are very similar to the way isogenics pills, and there's nothing wrong with it. I know the value of it. And most people will be approached with these really large packs. It could be 300, 600. 300 is not so bad. But with the $300 pack, there's also a lot of coaching that gets involved. So if you're thinking about a business, you want to keep it as simple as possible. And if you're taking notes, duplication is the key. And so our very first day starting with isogenics, there was a young lady, I don't know if she's on here, in Washington, Tacoma, who my good buddy Guillermo Padilla, first day, I called Guillermo the night before. I said, dude, we're going into isogenics, and I just said, you got to look at this. I mean, he was ready. He was ready right from the word go. And I said, listen, get your list. I want you to come in with at least 2 people. And so he brought in, I forgot how many people, but it was more than 2. And then he told me, Deborah McCulley, she's done other network marketing companies with him. She said she's very loyal. She's got a heart of gold. She's never, unfortunately, been able to have, any success to talk about in network marketing in the past. She's, struggled, but she'll come. She'll come with us. She's very loyal and she trusts me and she'll come. I said, okay, cool. So he calls me the first day. Our first day we're building, and he says, Willie, Deborah McCulley just called me, and so I'm thinking, you got to deal with the good, bad, and the ugly, right? So he goes, I said, is everything okay? He said, I want her to tell you herself what has happened. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I'm like, uh-oh. Somebody shot her down. Somebody, told her something crazy, because these are the things that happen, right? She said that she was in absolute awe that in a matter of a few hours, she had 5 people that filled out an application ready to go. And I cried. That's the honest truth. I was so happy because I was like, yes, what I believed that I saw, because we're all questioning our sanity, right? Like, could it be this simple? And when, and this is, Deborah McCulley's got a heart of gold, and, she's in her process of, being a business owner and understanding that, but she simply just shared this information with people, and they said, oh yeah, definitely, I'll try it out. And she was blown away, and we were blown away. And so, we start talking about health as a habit, and simplicity has never been so profound. And we talk about, helping people to eat for free. That's basically it. Even if a person says, listen, I don't want to build a business. Okay, great. You could ask them, would you be interested in learning how you can possibly get these products for free? They might say, nah, I know I've heard that pitch before. Okay, fine. I would go a little bit further. I wouldn't leave it alone. I would respectfully and cautiously say, okay, well, do you know anybody that you would say that you care about, that at the very least they would want to know about these products, or you would want to see them get healthier, just to try to get them to think. Forget about the business. But just who do you know after hearing these testimonies you would like to see in a healthier place? Really what I'm telling them is, don't be so selfish. Get out of the way. Forget about the business. Share the information. We've shared with you some testimonies, and God only knows, like Jojo said, that the human body is the miracle. And these products are amazing. And they are, created, by John Anderson, primarily initially. And for the most part, and they work, and they support the body to perform in the miraculous way that it was created to perform. How could you not share this with everybody you know? Right? So here's the first thing about, and then I'll move a little faster now with the compensation plan. Okay. So just to highlight the integrity of the company one more time. This pandemic, shows up, and, there's wholesale clubs all over the place. Sam's Club, Costco's. I mean, I went to Costco's right away, stocked up, all this stuff, right? I even had to pay a new membership. for the Costco's, right? Fine. Isogenics used to charge an annually fee as well for their wholesale customers to get a 25% discount. They decided to remove that, right? So they remove it, and they still give customers the wholesale pricing, 25% off. I don't even tell, when I talk to people now, I just tell people, hey, if I could get you access to the same nutrition that has transformed my life at a 25% discount and 100% money back guarantee, would you take a look at it? That's what I tell them. Because the truth is, we can get them a 25% discount. I say it that way because people want to save money. We're looking to create curiosity, interest, value for people, for them to respond. We want them to look. We want them to try. We want them to find out for themselves. We want them to let their bodies tell them this stuff is the real deal. Right, Mike Muñeiro? Right? When Mike put this stuff in, and he's a world, champion martial artist that couldn't move his arm to a certain degree. And he said, well, I'll try it, because Jerry, Fontanez, who's a mentor of his, he said, I'll try it, He said, yes, sir. And he tried it. And shortly after, his arm is able to move differently. Look at him. If you could see a screen, he could move his arms. Do not get in the ring with that man. He's a great guy, but he's a competitor and he's a professional at what he does. He's a world champion martial artist, and he's got a heart of gold. He loves helping people. So, and that's what Forever Pack, attracts is really good-hearted people that want to help other people. And so you can help 2 customers come on board. They don't have to pay the $29. They can try the products, at the wholesale pricing. Great. If you decide to become an associate, which is categorized from the government as a home-based business, which I would encourage anybody, even if you didn't join us, even if you just stayed as a customer, find something that you can categorize as a home-based business and save thousands of dollars in taxes year end and year out. On an average, it's about $8,000. I'm not a CPA. There's plenty of information. The person that I've learned the most from is an ex-IRS attorney, Sandy Botkins. If you want to go look him up on YouTube, Sandy Botkins, Botkins, and he'll talk about, on an average, it's like $8,000 a year. Just from having a business at home, and becoming an associate would categorize you for that. So you save money right out the gate, regardless of how much money you've made as an associate. So that's a no-brainer, right? So you get these 2 people to try out the products. You start what's called the left team and the right team. You become a crystal consultant. Our team, we pretty much say get 2 in 72. That's get 2 in 72. Listen, if a person is intending to build a business, to get 2 people to try the products out with no monetary risk and a 25% discount, right? You don't need more than 72 hours to get 2 people. If you really make, genuine effort, and we kind of show you how to simply, present this to people. So let's just say it took you a week and you get $120, right? You become a crystal consultant, you get $120. Great. So now as a consultant, you start to generate 6% of everything that transpires underneath those 2 people, underneath you as a consultant, right? And let's just clarify something. Dave MacArthur is a consultant, and he's generated just about $10 million in 15 years, okay? So this is not chump change that we're talking about, and we're gonna talk about it, all right? We're gonna explain it. So now this other customer is like, oh, wow, I saw you refer 2 people, you got $120. I could think of 2 people, a spouse, family member, friend, coworker, whoever it is, they're going to try it out, right? They get $120, 2 in 72. Then the second person that you referred also gets $120. Great. These 4 people, I'm sorry, you become a crystal manager before we jump ahead to the 4 people. You become a crystal manager, whether you help those 2 people or not, or maybe your team leader helped those 2 people, or they did it on their own, okay? You generate an extra $450. If they took a week to do it, in your second week, you got an extra $450, okay? And that's a total of $570. Those 4 people catch wind of what's going on. Wait a minute. You guys are just sharing it with 2. You get $120. I could think of easily 2 people that need these products right away, right? And so they go to work, whether they do it on their own, we help them, whatever the case may be. They bring on 2 people each. Those original 2 people that you bring in earn the $450. Simple, right? They get the 570 each. They become crystal managers. Everybody is just, this is distribution money. This is really what I want to, highlight, that any corporation, any business has to take into consideration marketing funds. And I know JoJo can talk about the marketing that she may have done for her tanning salons. It could have been in those mail order things that everybody just rips up and throws away, pretty much, and now it's internet ads, TV ads, radio, ads, all this stuff. And you got to pay money up front. Listen, they got to pay money up front. Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco's, they didn't remove their annual fee. They still pay for marketing up front. Millions of dollars. They got to take the risk. I like to use cellular companies as an example. Let's say whatever cell phone company you have right now. Let's say, they normally have to put up millions of dollars in their advertisement, right? They have to wait for the customers to come to them. So they take all the risk, hoping that no other provider does a better upgrade or promotion and knocks them out the box, right? They could lose that money that they put up front. But what if your cell phone provider said, hey, Alejandro, listen, we're thinking about doing things a little bit differently. If you refer some people to us, we'll pay you some money when they become a customer. Okay, cool. Right? I'll give it a shot. Right. And then every month when they pay their bill, we'll also send you a portion of that bill, a percentage. Wow, that's even better. Awesome. And then they say, lastly, if any of those people decide to start referring other people, we'll actually give you bonuses based on the amount of people that come in from the people that you refer. Alejandro and any one of us would be like, listen, send me an AT&T hat and an AT&T shirt. Let's do it. It's a no-brainer. So this is in distribution money, right? And let me tell you, Isagenix has taken the sting out of, and specifically the Forever Pack, taken the sting out of network marketing. 1,000%. Everybody here is just sharing it with 2 people, and it's marketing money. Isagenix decided 18 years ago that they would disperse their marketing funds to their customers, people like you and I. No resume, no background check. Doesn't matter color of skin, last name, educational, none of that. You like our products? You want to refer others? We'll pay you. Bottom line, right? So you refer 2 people, right? They refer 2 people, so on and so forth. Now you got on the 5th level. I just got to do something real quick because I got to get this. I got to make this smaller, only so that I can see it clearer. Sorry, guys, just bear with me. Something about my wife's computer. I don't know how to do it any other way. So let's get back where we were. And this is marketing money. So now you've referred it down to the 5th level. There's 31 people in total. If nobody buys anything else, these 31 people, if they just reordered the Forever Pack, that's all they did. Nobody else gets referred at all. Just this 31 people, including yourself, right? That would be $200 a month. I mean, obviously you've earned the 120, you've earned the 450, and there's actually more money that would happen during this transaction. But if everybody just ordered moving forward, that would be $200 a month. And you'd never have to pay for your food again, and you made some money. But that won't happen because everybody's going to continue to share with just 2 people. Simple, right? And then those 16 on the 5th level, it'll double, right? And then this is exponential growth by the power of 2, which we're going to talk about today. And now on the 7th level, right, it's almost $800 a month. And remember, this is just people reordering the Forever Pack. We're not even really talking about other stuff that's going to happen. I'm going to talk about that, okay? On the 8th level, now it's over $2,000 a month. Just reordering the Forever Pack. On the 8th level, 2 by 2. Okay, keep in mind, everybody's getting, in a perfect world, and we talk about just help people become a consultant producing machine, right? Create consultants, help people get to, spouse, friend, child, parent. Get two to try it out. Get a consultant, and then help them. I mean, get a customer, get two customers, help them to get two, and everybody's making money. Everybody's happy, right? And so, but if you think about this, right, especially if you're a guest, are you just going to share it with two? Or would you share it maybe with three or four, right? And in this example, on the fifth level, that number that we talked about, the $200, that was for 31 people. If everybody shared it with three, just to show you a little bit, and we're going to go a little bit deeper on the compounded effect, the compound effect, the exponential growth, 3 by 3, how it grows. That's 121 people on the fifth level. Just if everybody shared it with three, and you've already hit the $800 just about. And if it was 4 on the fifth level, it would be over $2,000. So it's extremely powerful as you consider that. And then ultimately, we just give this last example of the 5 by 5 on the fifth level. It's almost 800 people, but now it's $5,000 a month. That's powerful. You know, Dave likes to call it bringing heaven to earth. And I absolutely agree. This is simple. This is profound. You know, John Myers said it's a paycheck of the heart, but that's a paycheck that you could cash in the bank and change lives. And we're on the move. Isagenix is on the move, right? So let's go back here for a second, right? People are going to continue to grow. You know, I'm always a little reluctant to share this with new people because I kind of know what the problem is for the most part. It lies right between our two ears. It has to do with BS, right? You guys know what I'm talking about when I say BS, right? Some of you already know. Belief system. And if you thought anything else, there's a little more work to do than we thought, okay? But the belief system, we've been programmed to be employees, go to school, get good grades, get a good job with good benefits. That is a program for a game that no longer exists. That is a program for an economy that no longer exists. That was the industrial era. It's over. It's been over. You know, I'll say this is my personal opinion, but it's based on facts that I know, that this pandemic, as horrific as it is, right, and all the struggles and all of that stuff that it's caused, we weren't necessarily happy campers before it hit economically. People weren't happy prior to this either. That 85% of people that are not happy, that was prior to the pandemic. So let's not fool ourselves and be like, oh, you know, this pandemic. That pandemic has heightened our awareness, has intensified the scenario. But the problem was there in advance. Now, I'm Puerto Rican and Irish, right? So when Puerto Rico, the Hurricane Maria hit, the issues that became apparent to the majority of people, I knew they were there, you know, and they've always been there. But that hurricane moved things around and heightened the awareness. It made things visible. That's what's happening now. But let's not be under the illusion that it's only the pandemic. We are in a new economy, okay? And so, but, you know, I want to kind of stay on track. There's a lot that I could go on this. But the 13th level, the reason why I'm reluctant is because sometimes some of us just have a really difficult time believing that on the 13th level, you can generate $54,000 a month from everybody just sharing it with two. But when I realized it keeps growing, they've produced 324 millionaires, Isagenix, till today, and we're just getting started. If you ask Kathy Coover, are you kidding me? There's economists that publicly talk about Paul Zane Pilsner, Harry Dent. You know, there's books. I can't remember the particular book right now, but he talks about, Paul Zane Pilsner talks about the direct sales industry in the future. It will be the predominant way of marketing because it just makes sense, right? Okay, so compounded interest, right? What do you know about compounded interest? So if you've never done this before, never seen this before, probably most of you have, okay? But if you took a penny, if you haven't, take a calculator out, right? If you're listening to the recording, pause it and do the calculator and put 1 penny and just times it by 2. So you put 1 times 2, 2 times 2, 4 cents times 2. So what does it look like after a week? It's $1.28 after a week. What is it going to look like if you've never seen this before? Maybe if you're on the chat, if you've never seen this before, what is it going to look like in 30 days? Don't, just take a shot. Don't worry about it. There's no wrong. I mean, there obviously there's a right answer, but just take a shot and guess. I was way off when I guessed. Let me give you a little more help. After 15 days, a little over 2 weeks, it's $163. You see how it's compounding? Yeah, but you still have no idea. If you've never seen this before, you have no idea. On the 30th day, it's over $5 million. It will blow your mind when you do it with a calculator. In fact, Albert Einstein said compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. And Jimmy Smith, explained that 100 BV is our best product. And that's why Dave MacArthur took the initiative and had the foresight and saw and was bold enough to say, you know what? 100 BV, Forever Pack. We can help people. We can impact world health. Really simple, no coaching involved, right? Not have to, hit people in their pockets so late. And we're going to talk about, so heavy. And we're going to talk about that a little bit as we keep going. And that is part of the bringing heaven to earth, okay? So the power of 2, we talked about this, right? The 100 BV, 6%, 6% of $164 as it unfolds. People are paying $164, but it's 6% of the BV, and there's a mathematical calculation. I'm not going to go too deep into, right? But maybe Dave will do it, and I know Jojo could. Maybe Dave will do it. Dave and I were talking about it during the week, but he has a project that he's working on for his family, and he's been teaching me, and I think he'll probably go into it a little bit deeper with you guys as well, maybe in the next training. But if you think about this, as we were talking about on the 5th level, right? This 6% starts to pay for the products. Great. All right. So on the 7th level, it starts to pay for credit card bills. It starts to pay for cell phone bills. So you got to line that up, appropriately. Because when we sit down with people and we talk about that retention questionnaire that Malcolm Hunt loves so much, and I believe Susan Sly, and there was another leader that played a role in implementing that. Professionals that know this profession, that have had great success, that have help improve people's lives and have generated significant income as a result. They ask people, what monthly bills would you like to see go away? And, they might say a cell phone bill. They might say the mortgage. They might say, whatever, car note. A lot of people say car note. That's what I noticed. That's a painful one, right? But right there, that's a car note. Should add that in there. That's a car note. And then on the 8th level, now we start talking about house payments, mortgage payments, being covered on passive residual income, right? And as it continues to unfold, like we talked about on the, before we even get to the 13th level, think about before we even get to the 13th level, on the 8th level with, $2,200, right? But think about between 8 and 13. How different would your lifestyle be? So we're talking about income in between $2,000 a month to $54,000 a month. As it goes up, $10,000 a month, $15,000, $20,000 a month, extra, right? Because most people do this on a part-time basis initially. Or what if you had this kind of passive income and you didn't have to go to your job? What would your lifestyle be like? So I like to inspire people to see bigger, right? To think bigger. And then ultimately on the 13th level. So this is unlimited income. Where you currently work, is that even possible? You got to ask yourself these kind of questions. And if it's a job, I don't mean any disrespect, but it's highly unlikely. You definitely, I kind of went up the ladder of corporate America. You know, I was a project manager in New York City. I was a project manager for Grand Central Terminal. I was a project manager for the Museum of Modern Art. And I quickly realized that this glass ceiling was a lot thicker than I thought it was. That glass was thick. And I realized that my ladder was on the wrong side of the building. And I realized when I was introduced to this profession, somebody said, "Oh, is that a pyramid?" I said, "Absolutely." That's because I had read Robert Kiyosaki's book. And they said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, well, I'm in one already in corporate America. But there's only room for one person at the top. Network marketing, there's room for everybody at the top." This look familiar? You know, there's room for everybody at the top. So yeah, it's a pyramid, but we've turned it upside down. You want to join us? It's unlimited, right? And no biases, nothing, you know, it doesn't matter. You don't got to sound like nobody, look like nobody, none of that, right? None of your past will be held against you. You know, Dave particularly likes, because I've gotten in trouble, you know, in my life, you know, as a problematic kid. I've gotten in trouble. And let me tell you, when I heard of my first network marketing presentation and the person said, "Listen, whether you just graduated from Yale or was released from jail, you could get to the top of this compensation plan." I was like, yes. Because everywhere I went, they wanted to know what school I went to, what grades I had, you know, all of this stuff, you know, everything. And that would determine, you know, my pay rate. And in this new economy, look, we're thriving, right? And then it's willable. It's willable in your job where you are right now. You know, when it comes to the time of the road for you, right? Because nobody's staying here forever. When we expire from this life, right? What are you going to be able to leave from the job, right? If you don't show up, there's no more money coming in. And with this, whatever we build right here, we can leave behind for our families. And knowing that the Cougars have our families in their best interest. I'm partnered with the Cougars. They are absolutely amazing people, right? And then a new family legacy, ultimately. Why? Because, you know, I get to do stuff like this, you know, work from a hotel, hang out with my 13-year-old, you know, son, right? I set my work week. I set my time. I set my place. I work with who I want to work with, right? My kids get to see me work like this, okay? So lastly, as we start to wrap it up, and I know I went over already a little bit more than what I had said, and I hope and pray that you know, you guys are getting a lot of value. So just, you know, bear with me for another 5, maybe 10 the most. Hopefully you're taking notes, and some of this may not be new to a lot of you, right? But it's good to reiterate, you know, we get a little dust on us, you know, sometimes we got to shake it off, right? Robert Kiyosaki, cash flow quadrant. You can either become an employee, small business, big business, or investments, right? On the left side of the quadrant, as an employee, 95% of people trade time for money. Small businesses, 95% of them end up broke. When you open a small business, you've actually bought your own job. And that's just simply trading time for money. And Jim Rohn said, profits are much better than wages, okay? And you're trading time versus leveraged income, in addition to passive and residual income. Doing something once and getting paid over and over and over again. Leveraged income, you know, getting paid when somebody else is working. And if you don't like the sound of that, like, oh, that's, you know, those pyramid things, well, just be reminded that your boss gets paid when you show up to work, whether they're on vacation or not. Sometimes we just got to say it the way it is, right? Okay. And then Warren Buffett says, listen, if you don't find a way to make money while you're sleeping, you will work until you die. Okay? I don't know about you, but I want to do a little more living. Yeah. Okay. And so one day has 24 hours in a week, which totals to 168 hours, right? Think about how many hours you might work for the week. let's say in the business, you might put 40 hours in. You're tearing it up, 40 hours. Let's say you average about $10 an hour. I might be changing this up. This was one of Dave MacArthur's slides, and I want to change it up a little bit. I don't even remember how he utilized it, but he shared it with me, and I want to paint this picture for you. So you come in and you decide, you know what? I'm going to put 40 hours into my business, regardless if you have 40 hours in your regular job right now, right? Because the magic happens when we're consistent and we put massive action. That's my experience. All right. That's a whole nother training. But you come in, you put 40 hours in, 40 hours, and let's say you average about $10 an hour and you pull off an extra $400 a week in your Isogenics business. Awesome, right? Let's say that and never mind that you're offsetting the taxes that are being taken from your paycheck as an employee. Got to keep that in mind, all right? And a lot of expenses that we have, we can deduct them into our taxes. Awesome. Now you get a team of 10 people. Now, most people do this part-time, but let's just say 10 hours. They put in 10 hours a week. Awesome. That's 100 hours that you didn't necessarily have to work for, right? But they average about $10 an hour also. That's $1,000 extra to you from 10 people, right? Because none of us can work harder than 10 people, or even 3 people or 2 people, right? Like 2 people that are going to work. And then let's say the group turns to 40 and they're only doing 10 hours a week. Awesome. Now that's 400 hours, $10 an hour on an average, $4,000 a week leverage. But now ultimately we're looking to grow, right? 100 people that are working, right? Because you got to remember the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the people do 20% of the work. So we're talking about 100 people that are working, that are putting 10 hours in. The numbers can fluctuate, but the amount of people and the amount of hours that they're putting in, and they average about 1,000 hours at $10 an hour. Guys, that's $10,000 a week based on effort that you don't necessarily had to do. You didn't necessarily have to do. You had to get them started. You had to support them. You had to train them. You had to get them going. And then they pick up the ball and they run on their own. That's leveraged income. And I love this saying from Jean-Paul Getty, who was the wealthiest man in the world when he was around. And he said, I'd rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own. Those are wealth principles. Leveraged income, passive, and residual income. Okay, guys? So in closing, we'll talk about the rank advancement bonuses. I want to do this, and then we're going to wrap it up. So we talked about becoming a consultant. You become a consultant, you get $120. You got 30 days to do it, right? Now, you help those 2 people become consultants. Each person you help get to consultant, you get $100, right? So for those first 2, you get $200. You can help 40 people direct you get to consultants, and you'll get $100. But if you do that within 60 days, I know it says 1 month, but I apologize. If you do that within 60 days, you get an extra $250. Okay, that's a total of $570, like we talked about. Well, we said obviously, we're going to bring on more than 2 people, I would imagine. So you bring on 4 more people. We help them get to consultants. It's $100 each person. Okay, no time frame on that. To help them get to consultant. Okay, they have a time frame to get to consultant in 30 days, but you don't have a time frame to get them to consultant. But obviously, we want them to earn the money. They'll be happier. That's called the belief check. You get somebody money in their pocket, it doesn't have to be a lot. It could be $120. And people are like, holy cow, this is awesome. I want to help somebody else. They help somebody else get to consultant. They get another $100. Holy camole. It's a 2-way street. Any good business has to be a 2-way street, a win-win scenario. And with the Forever Pack, it is a win-win scenario. There is no losing with the Forever Pack. Okay? So you do this in 120 days, which is actually 4 months. It says 3 months, and I apologize. But it's 120 days. It's an extra $750. So that's a total of $1,150. Together, $1,650, over $1,700, right? Over $1,700. You got 4 months to do all of that. You could do it in less. Okay. Now, if you really go for it and you bring on 10 people direct to you and help those 10 people get at least 2 people, that's $100 each one for each one that you helped, right? Hopefully they got their $120 each. You do it in less than 6 months, that's an extra $1,000. Now, that's an extra $1,400 in total, totaling out at $3,120. Now, you got 6 months to do this. You could do it in 5, you could do it in 4, you could do it in 3, 2, 1 month. You could do this in 1 month, $3,100 minimum, right? Minimum, because the comp plan works, it just works. 324 millionaires, You could do it in 3 weeks. You could do it in a week. 10 people, and each one of them you say, hey, just bring 2 people with you. 10 people, just bring 2 people with you, right? And I can humbly say and respectfully, with 14 years of experience, and when I saw this and understood it and got my questions answered, I was like, holy camole. And I pulled out a list of 100 people the day before we physically got started and started contacting as many as I could and said, listen, we are going and we're going big. We found a gold mine. Or it was brought to us, God brought it to us, or whatever the case is, but it's here. And we're running with everything we got, 14 years of experience. We did this, what you see, the 10 people direct to us, to me, and they each came in with 2 on the first day. That was my requirement. You got to come in with 2 people. I'm doing this big, and we're going to build a big organization. We're going to build it, for a lifetime, and we're going to create a legacy. These guys are amazing. And the first day, in less than 24 hours, we brought in a minimum of 10 people direct to me with at least 2 people each. My wife was one of them. She brought in just about 10 people direct to her with almost 2 people each. She got to executive, I think, in maybe a few days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. I can't really remember. But apparently, we broke a record with the company. And it was, we had the experience. We had the drive. We knew what we wanted. It made sense. We gave everything we got. We shot for the fence. And with the support of Dave MacArthur, Malcolm Hunt, John Myers, Jojo Bennington, Laura St. John, everybody within the Forever Pack community, it just made sense. And we've been so excited since, a little over a year later. I've never experienced anything more rewarding than building in Isagenix, specifically in the Forever Pack community. Now, with the executive, yes, you need five consultants on the left, 5 consultants on the right. There are monthly pools. Once you hit Crystal Manager, you can earn from those pools 3 months consecutively after you've got paid one time. Once you get paid from the manager pool, you got 2 more months to get paid, and then we expect you to. Oops, I meant to show a little bit more about that. And then the directors pool. Once you hit that, you got and you can earn up to $1,000 a month extra as a manager. And then you got another 3 months. Once you get paid as a director, you got 2 more months in the pool, and you can earn up to an extra $2,500 a month as a director. Now, we obviously went fast. We missed those pools. But I don't regret it at all. There's actually a lifestyle reward bonus for the executives as well. So you just staying executive, you get an extra $10,000 a year, which is awesome. And so there's 2 things, and I'll end it with this. There's 2 things that really matter to take into consideration when you're building and you want to build long term with Isagenix. Number 1 is time. It's gonna take time, right? It takes time. And you want to build passive residual income, right? Leveraged income, right? And so what happens is there's 2 components, and I just created this slide. I hope it works. I hope it works right. But when you start building, we're bringing in new customers, right? We're bringing in new customers. We don't necessarily know who's going to build. And I remember looking at Isagenix many years ago, and I saw that they didn't have the rank advancement bonuses. They only had the residual. And it just really didn't do it for me because I knew the profession and I knew other companies were paying these upfront bonuses. And I was like, that's going to take a little while. But I didn't make the effort to understand the integrity and the quality of the product. So I missed that opportunity initially, but the compensation plan was different. And so when you bring in new customers, the residual grows slowly, like we talked about, right? And I'm ending it here. So if you want to just hang tight, I'm ending it here. But it grows slowly, the residual, right? We talked about on the 5th level, 31 people, $200. Yeah, it's awesome, right? Nobody's going to be screaming off the rooftops, except for the testimonies on the products. So what happens is once you start getting those testimonies, right, and people start to stick around and they start paying for their auto ships, you continue to bring new customers and they're bringing new customers, and then your residual income starts to grow just a little bit faster, right? But it's not a rocket ship. It's a slow build because it's residual income, right? You're doing something once and getting paid over and over and over again. Got a little bit of leveraged income in here. Great, right? But now also what I also found out, and I didn't realize this initially, was that once people appreciated the quality of the products of the Forever Pack, they start looking on their own websites without me having to tell them anything, and they find out about cleansing, high performance products, skincare, yada, 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 and now they start buying additional products combined with the auto ships, combined with new customers, and now your residual income starts to grow on after a while. It takes a while. Time and consistency, right, on the residual income. However, when I noticed and I saw, my wife and I took a really good look, and we said, look at these rank advancement bonuses. How much of a difference that could make to help, offset the time that it's going to take to build the residual income. And it was like rocket fuel. We were like, holy cow. We picked up every bonus. I picked up every bonus. Even when they did the crystal reset, we picked up the bonus. I think Digna might have got the crystal executive. She got everything. I didn't get the crystal executive, but I got everything else. Crystal manager, crystal director, again, twice. Because when they put these rank advancement bonuses, why not go for it? Like the 5 new customers, these next 2 weeks, right? Until next Sunday. But don't wait for next Sunday. Get them this weekend. If you haven't put 5 new customers in yet, get them this weekend. Why? There's a couple reasons why. But let me answer this first. So the rank advancement gets you to where you want to be quicker, and then when the residual income catches up to that, it's game over. Now you got upfront bonuses. Remember the pools. Getting rank advanced. The pools. I should put pools there too. Pools. All of that offsets the time that it takes to build the residual. These guys are absolute geniuses. So we can build confidently, impacting people's health and sleep well at night. What are we asking people to come out of their pocket? $164 at a 25% discount. We're at 100% money back guarantee. If they're not happy, they get their money back, right? And we're impacting people's health. And then for those that choose to, we're impacting people's wealth at a time. Both of those are greatly needed, right? What are the 2 things that really stick out the most? And I heard this, I don't know if he was the first one, but he was the one that made the impact. It was Les Brown. And he said, there's 2 things that you're going to need if you're going to build a substantial network marketing business. He said, one is going to be consistency. You got to stay consistent. I forget who it was that I was talking to the other day. I think it was Billy Patterson. And we were talking about popcorn, the way it used to be, made with the shake and bake, right? On the fire and shake and bake. Popcorn, you got to keep the heat consistent. You can't heat up the kernels, pull it away, heat it up, pull it away. That ain't going to do it. You'll burn them. You got to keep the heat and keep it consistent. And then what happens? Pop, 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 pop. You got to be consistent with the heat. So figure out your time frame and just stay consistent, whether it's an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 4 hours a day, whatever the case is, but stay consistent. It's the law of momentum. It can work for you and it can work against you. Stay consistent, okay? And then be patient. Just be patient. There's a learning curves, and everybody's going to go at different rates. But I've seen some stuff lately where people hadn't gotten great results in the beginning, but they stuck it out, and they're having great results, not only with their health, but with their wealth as well right now. And I am so grateful for Isogenics. And I just want to close with that promotion right now. Why would you want to go out and get 5 people today? Why? Because number one, if you're in it to build a business and you know the value of the products, why would you wait? Right? And it's an extra $200. Why not? So why not tell people, hey, listen, if I could get you a 25% off, a 25% discount, it's open for everybody. They don't need to know that. But when I say it that way, like, oh, 25% off? Yeah. You know what I say? This weekend. Because that's true. If they say, will it be available next week? I can't lie. I think so. Right? I think so. It might, I can't guarantee it, but, it's possible, but I know it's available right now, 25% off. And then just, 25% off, 100% money back guarantee. Share my story. Ask them to do you a favor. I need 5 people to come in this weekend. There's a little contest going, I'd earn a little extra money or whatever. There's a Fiji trip and all this stuff. Be great. I'm just looking for 5 people to try it. I'll get you 25% off. You got 100% money back guarantee. Can I count on you to try it out? That's it. 5 people. Why would you want 5 people? Because why would you wait, right? And think about this. How much time of this bring on 5 new customers and get this extra $200? How much time of that promo would you like to give to your new 5 people? I would hope at least a week, because if they come on today, they got 8 days, almost 9, to bring on their 5. They get the 120 for being consultant, and then they get another 200 for bringing on 5. That's $320 their first week. If those 5 they bring in do the same thing, and in closing, this is the tail end of the summer, the so-called summer. I don't understand why anybody would have the audacity to say, we're on summer right now. We're just kind of taking it easy. Do you know what we're going through as a society? Do you understand the health issues that we have? Do you understand the economical issues that we have? And if you're not in need, don't you realize other people are? I understand taking a summer break and getting away. I mean, especially if you have kids, or even as an individual, take a break. But my gosh, don't take, come on, we need everybody, working towards a solution, and we have a solution. And so what's going to happen is that we're tail end of the summer, so-called summer. September and October are known to be some of the most productive months in network marketing, for the history of network marketing. Why? Because when September comes, most people are going to go, the kids are going to go back to school, whether they're home, online, or whatever the case is, but they don't have to deal with the kids as much as they had to during the summer, right? And so now the kids are a little more preoccupied. They have some more time. They're going to realize, holy cow, did we spend that much money over the summer? Wow, did I get this heavy over the summer? And people know Christmas is right around the corner. So they have more time, they need money, and they're out of shape. And those that show up, you can show up in September by yourself, or you can build a little army right now that are hot, that come in with this promotion and are excited, right? And show up to September with a little army and bang this thing out and create some momentum for you and your organization in September and October. That's what we're doing. That's why we rented a hotel room, because we understand our profession, and we took time to set some goals, figure out who in our team is hot, who's paying attention, who wants to work. Let's roll. Let's work together with them. Let's bring on some new people. Let's get our 5, lead by example, and let's rock. So I hope and pray that something that I said might have, inspired or enlightened or empowered in any way somebody, that you're going to go into greater action today as a result, and you're going to impact other lives. right? And you're gonna impact the legacy that you're gonna leave behind. Because we're in a new world. And if we don't do anything different, nothing different is gonna happen. And if we keep playing by the old rules, there ain't no way in the world we can win in this new game. All right. So with that, I went as usual. I got like this, it's very difficult. I told you from the beginning, it's difficult, to contain myself, but I do. I hope and pray. And if anything, if you do believe that you got something of value, please thank God for that, because all good things come from God. And if there's, if I bugged you, if I offended you, if I annoy you, or whatever the case may be, that wasn't my intention. That's just who I am, And but that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up there, and then I'll turn it over to Jojo. I don't know if we wanted to take any questions or anything, but thank you guys for your time. We love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Digna and I are so excited and grateful to be part of Forever Pack community, to be a part of Isagenix. And just like Kathy Cooper says, and we believe, we are just getting started. So God bless, guys. Thank you.
That was great, Willie. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you,
Everyone's
Jojo.
fired up.
Awesome. Yeah, that was
All
the
I can
intention.
see is you and me. I don't know where everyone's faces are this morning.
They're hiding.
Like, are they out there? There they are. They are there.
Hey,
Good to know that they're out there.
Billy's in the house. Did you want to take any questions quickly, or?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Anybody have a question about anything? Can they unmute themselves?
They should be able to.
Okay.
If not, just raise your hand or click on the thing that says raise hand.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All I say is that you were so clear and concise. Whoa, I got reverb here. Hold on a second. It was so clear and concise on how to build. It was like, you see this several times, and I think it's really good that we can stay tapped in to be able to deal with the training thing. Because every time you see it, you say like, yeah, I knew that, but I saw something else, another way that you presented that just opens it up. Because, when you see the unlimited possibilities, it's pretty awesome. And, you figure how much time and effort that people put in to doing anything in life. I know getting on the phone a few hours, talking to a few people, they see the video, they're interested, they want to get on board, at least to try the product. And then I find that once people get it in their body, they're like, whoa, wait a minute, I experienced this. You hear things from people's backs being healed. I know what it did for me. And somebody said, well, I'm more in shape than I've been in a while, and not even really working out. So, it's that power of two thing is wow. John Myers just posted on the side the video, so I'm going to definitely take a look at that video. But Willie, thank you, Jojo, you guys, this was incredible. It was incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jojo, that's Billy Spaceman Patterson. That guy's a rock star, a real rock star.
Glad to have you here.
But according to Christine, we got to help him keep his feet on the ground, right, Christine? Okay. All right.
I'm the other half. How you doing?
Hi.
We are so excited to be part of Isagenix. We happen to ask for advice on a good smoothie, and who knew what we would stumble into. Wow. And the amazing components of this isogenesis in combination with the shakes and what it does. We're just getting, we just shared it with our loved ones, and we're getting testimony after testimony. Willie has been really guiding us personally, and we've been tuning into these trainings. So to anyone watching, even if you've seen it, like my husband said, if you've seen it before, show up again, because you get these nuggets of information that are so helpful and applicable that, it's worth every moment. So yeah, to Willie's note that encouraged me to come on with my husband and with anyone who's in celebrity status, we keep them humble so they don't boast their own accolade. Yeah, I might edify him a bit, but he will remain humble and just be that wonderful team player.
That's
So
great. Well, thank you for
so
sharing.
much. Wonderful.
Thank you. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, my name is Gais T. Shakir, and I came over from Zija, and I want to thank y'all so very, very, very much, because I got a screen full of slide pictures, screenshots from both presentations. I thank you so very much, because you will help me and the wife, Shaq and Pre. God bless you forever and ever and ever more. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. You know, to what Christine, I'm sorry, alluded to, and we all know, this programming of, go to school, get good grades, and everything that entails. Because in that system, if we fail, we're a loser, right? We that's it. It's done. They put us at the bottom. But here, if we fail, it actually lifts us up, and you just gotta, it's like, one of my mentors would say, every master was once a disaster, right? And so you just gotta, how would William say it a lot? Before you become great, you got to become good. Before you're good, you got to be bad, right? You got to mess it up. And before messing it up, you got to put effort. You got to do something, call somebody, talk to somebody, and just make the effort, and just know in your heart that, what we have, there really is no losing. You will not put anybody in harm's way with the Forever Pack, for sure. Now, with the larger packs, it gets a little riskier because there's a little more coaching involved, and they're great products, and it will serve them. It's just a different approach. But what I really like about the Forever Pack is that it's simple.
Right.
And it makes it more duplicatable.
Yep.
And so with 100% money back guarantee, and then like I showed on the last slide, the auto ship start to kick in, and then people shop on their own. We had people in our team teaching us about products. They were like, "Oh, did you see the performance line?" I was like, "No." They were like, "Oh my God, it's awesome. We just ordered it. You got to order it." Like they were selling it to us. You know what I mean? And we were like, "Oh my gosh," and Dave was just like, "Oh, it's only the beginning. You'll see." So it's been an incredible experience. Anybody have a question that they feel like might need to be answered before we shut it down? Anybody want to make a brief comment before we shut it down?
Where could we get the replay?
Oh, that's awesome. Are you in the Forever Pack community yet? The Facebook? Huh?
No, not yet, but I will be.
Okay.
Tell me how.
How do we do that, JoJo?
There's two Facebook pages. There's the Forever Pack page, which is for people who are interested, and we do a lot of coaching and products through there. And then there's Forever Pack Business, which is all about business.
Yeah. So how did you find out about this training and the presentation?
Mr. Omar.
Oh, Mr. Omar. Oh, he got you. He'll plug you into the Facebook.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. God bless you guys. Good, grateful to have you guys part of the team.
Thank you. So great being part. Honor.
Awesome. Cool. I guess that's it, JoJo.
All righty. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you. Likewise. Thank you.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Next time we'll be
Thank
together
you.
is Monday night at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. And we'll be doing another, science science, a little bit of testimonial, a little bit of opportunity. So if you want to invite anybody new into that, that's a great time to introduce them to the community is Monday night.
And get your 5 this week. Get your 5 this week. Let's go, guys. Awesome. God bless. Thank you, Jojo.
Hi, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alejandro, let's go.